Yo, what's up? It's me. I'm here in Kuala Lumpur right now, in the international airport section, severely rerouted from my initial route back to Bangkok from Hong Kong. I spent the last 5 days there. Ups and downs the whole time. The last few days were both very hard, but very fun, but very hard. Very complicated, but basically I thought to myself, what? Kind of as like on a whim, but kind of a plan, I think, was I didn't book a hostel for the last 2 nights. A friend of mine was just sleeping on a rooftop, so I thought maybe that'd be cool. So I went and I did it myself. He left, he wasn't there, so I was going to do it myself, or maybe find another hostel. There's not a lot of hostels around where I was staying, so it was kind of difficult. But I found a rooftop, slept up there. Yeah. Basically after that, then the next night, went out with my friends, didn't pay for a place to sleep because I didn't actually sleep. And then the following day, slept in the airport. So I've slept in a lot of different places in the last 72 hours, and well, I haven't really slept at all. I haven't had a REM cycle, a full REM cycle, lasting longer than 10 to 20 minutes in 3 days. And it's definitely taking its toll. Yeah. But basically, what this experience has done is kind of helped me understand what it means to be homeless, and kind of some of the stuff that they kind of go through there. Which brings me to my topic of what it means to live in physical scarcity versus living in physical abundance. Traveling through Southeast Asia, you get to do both. Sometimes you get there, you get all excited. I'm going to buy tons of stuff, yeah. And then you're in physical abundance. You're buying things, you have things around you. Physical abundance is the idea that you have the physical needs taken care of, and now you're just kind of entertaining yourself. Food, candy, movies, entertainment media, hiking, whatever. You can pay for those things, and it's not a problem, and there's no tension there. You're just doing it. That's what I mean by physical abundance. Confused with spiritual abundance, which is when you take in events from your external circumstances, process them, and then continue to act outwardly towards your physical environment. But of course that process goes from within. Physical abundance is more about the physical things around you. Do you have enough? Do you actually have what you need? Physical scarcity being basically what homeless people are, and that's just not necessarily always having enough. Sometimes you do. I did, and then I didn't. And then when I didn't, I felt it hard. It's very interesting, though, to watch the mind as its priorities completely shift. You know, when you're traveling, you're around tourists, and obviously they have money. They wouldn't be traveling if they didn't. Nobody really tries to do it like I did. I don't know anybody other than my friend, Swedish friend. Dang you, Pontus, for making me do this. No, he didn't make me, but definitely changes your perspective when it comes to what you prioritize. Like, oh, fun. Mine is like, okay, well, I'm gonna get here, spend this much, do this much, eat this much, and then like eating is actually like part of the budget when it comes to when you're worried about surviving day to day, and that's kind of what sort of being homeless these last 3 days has definitely done. Even sleeping spots, like that becomes a resource. That becomes something that I need, and it becomes very interesting. So that would be physical scarcity, as opposed to your spiritual, mental scarcity mindset, where I don't never have enough, even if you did. It's kind of like the idea behind, I believe it's called megarexia in bodybuilders, where they think no matter what, they just never get big enough. Or anorexia in women, when no matter how skinny they get, they think they're fat. They need to get skinnier. So that would be more of a scarcity mindset, mentally, spiritually, consciously. But yeah, so when you're homeless, you're going out, you look around for things that you need from not paying sources. It's very interesting. It's just a different way to see the world. It's very hard to stay in this mind state and do these video blogs when you're like completely deprived of sleep. I was gonna do some backflips or something, but I don't know if I have the energy now. I'm exhausted. I feel like lead all over. It's amazing. Anyway, so I kind of got to feel that contrast. The benefits, though, I'm not going to say everyone should go sleep on rooftops, airports, and then go out party and not sleep. I'm not going to say that you should do that. But it has its benefits. In retrospect, obviously, I'm gonna say it looks a lot better than it did at the time, man. Because when I was in it, I just wanted to be done. I'm done with Asia. I'm done with traveling. I'm done with all of this. I'm done. I just want to go home. I just want to sit on a couch at a moderately fair temperature, not too hot, not too cold, and just sit there drinking water. Like that was like my idea of a holiday when I was on holiday. So again, I wouldn't recommend that to everybody, but I mean, occasionally, maybe some point in your life, you just gotta pick like a week or something, or a day or something, and think about, just go walk around, think about how you would view things as if you were homeless or if you were in need. It's just a totally different mind frame. Now, the primary benefit of having gone through this is your threshold for what you think you need drops dramatically. As a result, when you get something, you appreciate it that much more, because your threshold for what was enough was maybe, I need, for my life to be happy, I need a beautiful wife who's a model, has fake boobs, I need a Ferrari, and I need a mansion. Those are the things I need to be happy, and if I don't have them, I won't be happy. So that's one frame that happens for people. Even if they don't have the means or the drive to actually get them, they still have it in the back of their head, and somehow it's rationalized, and no matter what, they're going to be a failure because they don't have one of those or more of those things. Right. But now, if your threshold, let's say for a second, your threshold for what you think you need, it drops down to, like, what was it, the Buddha ate, he dined on a grain of rice every single day for for a while. But if let's say if your threshold was a grain of rice a single day, that was it. It'd be amazing. But then when you get 2 grains of rice, you're like, now, because your threshold for what was enough was dropped so far, now picking it up like this helps you appreciate it so much more. Airplane food. I got friends that complain about airplane food all the time. Man, you're flying through the sky, to quote Louis C.K. You are a mythical Greek god right now, and you get to eat in the sky. Birds don't even eat in the sky. I mean, I guess some of them do. They kind of like pick it up and they kind of hold it, and then they land, and then they eat. But still, you flying in the sky, you don't even need to use your hands. You can sleep. There are so many things you can do in a plane, and you're gonna complain about the food, which I've never had a problem with. They usually give me enough salt, pepper, sugar, or I deeply appreciate what I do get. The reason I bring this up is today on the plane, Malaysia Airlines, a lot better than I expected. We'll say that. Yeah, actually, I'm in the service a little hurried and stuff, but I just think that might have to do with some cultural differences and stuff. I don't know that necessarily is like the airline. That just may be like Westerners have this standard, and then maybe Malaysians have this standard of like how much time you spend talking to a person, or what genuine interaction is. Maybe that's just a different definition, but it's different wrong. Anyway. Malaysia Airlines pretty great. Woman gave me she smiled at me even if it was fake. I mean, I didn't even know. I couldn't even see if it was fake because I was just happy she was interacting with me and smiling because I had been like alone and people like, please move, don't sleep here, and they're just doing their job in the airport. So I'm like, okay, I'm walking around. So she smiles at me. I am a customer now, so obviously, but she smiles at me, hands me some orange juice, and I sip the orange juice, and it's the best orange juice I've ever tasted. But now, if I grew up on an orange farm and I drank orange juice all the time, I'd have a much different opinion about orange juice. I'd be like, this isn't that great, too sugary or whatever. Or if I had a bunch of oranges, I just had a bunch of oranges, it tasted the same as it did, which I hadn't had like anything in hours. And I wasn't even expecting food. I was like, I'm just gonna sit in this tube and starve until I get there. That's another one about expect nothing and appreciate everything, but that comes later. And out of nowhere you get this wonderful orange juice, and it's amazing. So, physical scarcity versus physical abundance. Physical abundance, you can buy tons of stuff. So yeah, physical abundance versus physical scarcity. Physical realm versus mental and emotional scarcity and abundance. different things, looking at physical circumstances. If it's physical abundance, you buy lots of stuff. Southeast Asia is great for that. And if you're a poor person trying to live in a rich city, kind of like, I guess like Hong Kong for me, it's kind of homeless for 3 days. It becomes, you turn into kind of this physical scarcity mindset. But you actually manifest that because you don't actually spend the money. And yes, you're right, I could have gotten out of it. There's so many ways I could have gotten out of it. There really are. Part of it was sleep deprivation. I couldn't think very clearly. I really couldn't, especially after sleeping on the rooftop. Trained after that, so I was just really kind of in this weird, happy, sad place. I don't even know. But lots of solutions to the problems that I faced. But I had a tough time finding them simply because my priorities were food, shelter, and water, really. Because there's not a lot of water fountains in Hong Kong, so it's like, okay, how much do I want to spend on the water? Can I get a bit of, it's just a completely different mindset. First few days in Hong Kong was a lot less. It was just like, oh yeah, I stayed in a hostel, I had the hostel life, you know, met some people, hung out with them. Yeah, it was just a totally different reframe, totally different mindset, a totally different reality is what I'm trying to get at. Anyway, so play with it, you know. If you're used to having 3 donuts a day, try 1 donut, see how your brain changes. If you're used to 1 donut a day, try no donuts, see if it changes. Not to say that you eat donuts, but anything, chocolate, or you could say video games. You could try, that's a good one, if you're addicted to video games, you really like playing video games, you could try like sitting down for your stint, for your 15-hour stint like I used to do, like play Mass Effect and beat it all the way through. I used to do that all the way through. You could beat Mass Effect, or you could just play it for 1 hour at a time and see how your brain, see how you like it, watch what's going on. It's a very interesting process that I have, done. Wow, tired. Anyway. They built this whole airport around like a rainforest, like on and around kind of a rainforest, at least that's what they said. Don't know enough about the vegetation to know that it's actually a rainforest, but the bark doesn't seem very rainforesty to me, but I don't know anything. Anyway, cool. So, back to Bangkok, about halfway through the trip. And with that said, see you guys next time.